AM 560, The Answer.
America is gonna survive.
America will, Chicago won't. Did I hear LaShawn Ford? Did I hear him during the commercial, somebody talk about how the CTA needs more money from the federal government or it's going to get worse? That's stupid. What a hustler. What a fraud, LaShawn Ford. You know what makes it bad, LaShawn? Here's a guy, Breon Edwards. What the freck kind of name is Breon? Breon Edwards, who finally has been sentenced after 6 arrests for extremely dangerous behavior, robbing CTA trains for 3 years. Let out by moron Democrat prosecutors like Kwame Raoul. And the moron, LaShawn Ford, he's going to save you by giving more money to the CTA. How about you get rid of this scum? You know, you're going to act like kids. We're going to treat you like kids. You don't get your dinner till you clean up your bedroom. Clean up the frickin' bedroom, dummy. More money for nothing. Getting sick and tired of it. After all, wasn't that our play with schools? We're going to give you more money, right? You're going to get more money, and it'll be utopia.
Illinois has 24 schools where not a single child can read at grade level, even though taxpayers are shelling out $20,000 to $35,000 each year per child.
Let's hear that again. 24 schools in the entire state. How many in Chicago can read? 18 out of 100 on average. 18 out of 100. 35,000. And Chicago teachers, you guys are on retirement. What are you doing? You're bragging about your teachers? The most failed group of so-called educators in the country.
Illinois has 24 schools where not a single child can read at grade level, even though taxpayers are shelling out $20,000 to $35,000 each year per.
You know what'll make that stop? Nothing. My offer to you is this: nothing. If you cannot generate 85% reading proficiency in your class, you don't get paid. How about that, dummies?
Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker has been bragging about the DNC's host city as an example of how Democratic policies are working.
Oh, remember this? I wanted to play this clip because when we had the DNC, what was there? What'd you call it? The National Guard? Potemkin Village. You cleaned it up real nice. Get rid of the morons, our constituents.
Critics argue no, it's the opposite, especially when it comes to teaching Chicago's children. One Illinois parent says the Chicago Teachers Union bears some of the blame for the...
Some? Well, the parent must have been a CPS student, too. All. You're paying these teachers now $119,000 a year. That's the ones that pretend to go to work. The fat slobs. Like Lucy Martinez. Don't wear gray, Lucy. It shows the sweat marks from your rolls, fatso.
For decades, nobody's cared about these kids. Year after year, they're moved on from one grade to the next. They graduate, and yet they can't read, they can't write. And the stats today are only 1 out of every 10 black kids.
But they also can't read how much money they're getting screwed out of. They're cast into feudalism, and if you're lucky, well, then you can turn them into employees. Ooh, that's a great scam.
Can read at grade level. Only 1 out of every 20 can do math at grade level, and yet they move them through. This system is corrupted. It doesn't work. Nobody seems to care. It's time for school choice. It's time to give kids a voucher, an education savings account.
And Randy Weingarten was the substitute teacher for a day and got a full pension. So I wonder, when she meets new people, what do you do? Oh, I was a Chicago teacher. Oh, really? You should be ashamed of yourselves, each and every one of you. You should be liable for malpractice. But instead, they're still out there. They're still out there, dog-faced, butt ugly as usual, and they still think they're going to harm society if they go on strike.
No, because if all teachers went on general strike, that would grind everything to a halt. Have a good day.
I think the victims of that education system might have a better chance of learning how to read by watching commercials. That's what I think. I think you ignorant, arrogant failures should be ashamed of yourselves, but you don't have any shame. You're Chicago Democrats.
Child. The proficiency rates are based on the data from the Illinois State Board of Education's 2024 report card. According to WirePoint's an analysis of the 24 Illinois schools that have 0 students testing proficient in reading in 2024, 18 are located in Chicago, with the remaining 6 located outside of the city. The data comes from standardized tests like the IAR and the SAT. This is an increase.
So you know what the big teacher union wants to do now? Get rid of the test. They're exposing our stupidity. Get rid of the test. We'll just pass everybody. That's exactly what Ted Dabrowski said. This is years ago. Years ago.
Anything to get them out of these failing schools. They need choices. Otherwise, their only choice is to leave
Illinois,
Chicago.
This is how you could tell how absolutely self-loathing Democrats in Illinois are. Years ago, when Barack Obama was still a state senator and he was building himself a crew of Sallys, shirts and skins, Alexi Giannoulias was one of those Sallys. And he was put because he had a lot of clout. Ooh, the family, big clout, cozied up to the Democrats, the Pritzkers and everything. He was put in charge of Illinois' 529 plan. Now, the 529 plan is where Illinois residents could put a little money away for their families, kids and grandkids and great-grandkids. And Illinois was supposed to invest that money, and it would grow. And you could use that money. To pay for education for your kids. How did it work out?
It's Alexi Giannoulias' claim to fame, the Bright Start College Savings Fund.
We're helping parents and grandparents put money away for their kids to go to college.
But Illinois families lost money with Giannoulias in charge. Millions of dollars saved up for kids to go to college, gone. Parents trusted Alexi, and Alexi let them down. Broken promises, financial neglect, a dishonest campaign. Illinois can't afford any more Alexi.
And what was the penalty for that? Well, the penalty was Alexi was given a promotion. Again! Now he's your Secretary of State. What does that mean? That means he gives driver's license to illegal aliens. And it's the same in every Democrat ghetto-run mafia area. Like California, for example.
With breaking news in Ontario, where CHP officers have arrested the driver of a big rig following a fiery pileup crash that killed at least 3 people.
That 21-year-old driver is accused of being under the influence of drugs when he slammed into cars on the 10 freeway. The CHP says the suspect was one of the 4 people hospitalized after the collision that involved 3 other big rigs and 4 cars. It happened near the I-15 interchange. One witness we spoke to says the driver suspected of causing the chain reaction crash never hit the brakes before plowing into bumper-to-bumper traffic.
I was standing outside talking to a friend of mine in the parking lot facing the freeway, and the red truck was traveling at a high rate of speed when everyone else was stopped. And he just was traveling fast, and he didn't hit his brakes.
Up here into the crash. The cleanup phase is about to start. You can see one of the tow trucks out here getting ready to tow away one of the 4 big rigs. As I come out wide, you see lanes are reopened on the westbound 10 freeway. Those are the fast track lanes.
Until the very end of the story. But the problem is I ran out of time. I'm up against the clock. An illegal alien. 3 Americans murdered. He never hit the... What's Alexi Giannoulias worried about?
You may have seen this video recently. Filming a vehicle and saying,
you can record all you want.
I am. Problem with that. You see, swapping out Illinois license plates on Illinois.
And the gave 128,000 driver's license to illegal aliens. You got a problem with license? Being a Secretary of State as you were a money manager. 312-642-5600.
He will never negotiate government. Live free or die on the Sean. The Answer.